feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? I feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? I've got you in my space. I won't let go of you. Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching onto you.
And full screen cam. Hello. Okay, here we go, rolling. Hello everybody, my name is Kent. I'm going to be taking you through a lesson today. What can I say about myself? My name's Kent. I've been teaching English for about 10 years. Let's see, I worked abroad. I worked in Australia, I worked in Taiwan, I worked in Japan. Hello, Mahedi. So I've been teaching for about 10 years. I've taught lots of stuff. Good evening. Yes, hello. I've taught lots of stuff. I've taught IELTS before, so if you have any IELTS questions, I could probably help you a little bit with that. Done general English for a long time. That's a little bit about me. So if you don't mind, maybe throw up your name and maybe where you're from. I'd like to see exactly where everybody's from. That would be great. It's got a lot of people in the chat so far. Let's see. Nice to meet you from Canada. Is a new teacher? Yes, he is. Hola, teacher. Peer friends. Hello. Good luck, Jesus. Awesome. Turkey, Pakistan. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Algeria, Sudan, Pakistan. Wow. Colombia. Good. Very nice. Awesome. Okay, cool. Interesting group. New Zealand. Wait a second. What's going on here? Why are you from New Zealand and in this chat? Egypt, Czech Republic. Awesome. Cool. Well, awesome, guys. This is cool. I've a lot of countries I've never visited. A few of them I have. But yeah, guys, welcome to the chat. Today we're going to be taking you through pretty easy topic. Well, not easy topic. We're going to take you through relative clauses. And the tricky thing about relative clauses, we'll kind of work through that. We're going to do a simple version of it today as well. We're not going to get too heavy into all the grammar that's out there, but we're going to work a little bit on some other stuff. Hello, Colombia. Hello, Australia. Australia. Why are there Australians in the chat? New Zealanders. Okay, so let's rock and roll. We're going to get into this. I'm going to share this document with you. So you guys can modify it in any way you want. It's going to have some information how to use it. We're going to start with a little bit of warm-up. Oh, let's go through this. Let's do this first. OK, can everyone see this? Let's get this on here. There we go. Plan for today. Warm-up. So we're going to talk about the grammar. We're going to look at the grammar a little bit. I'm going to give you some new vocabulary, stuff that's native speakers might say, stuff to make you sound awesome. OK, so you'll sound much cooler by the end of this lesson. We'll look at the grammar. We'll look at how to make it. I'm going to challenge you a bit, make sure you know how to make it. Once you understand it, then obviously you're going to have that for the rest of your life. So you only have to learn it once. OK, so that's the other thing we'll do. We're going to get into a little bit of writing, a little bit of speaking, which is basically going to be writing because you can't speak to me except through text. And then the other thing we might do is, if we have time, we'll get into some a little bit of reading and maybe some games as well. All right, so keep it interactive. Please send me texts. If you guys have questions, especially when we're doing the grammar section, feel free to ask. Hello from Russia, Russia with love. OK, so please feel free to ask anything while we're doing it. I'll try to keep my eye on you guys, and if you have any questions as well. All right, so let's roll. Let's get into this. Boop, boop. No, not me. Not me. Let's do the other one. How do I bring myself? Aha. There we go. That's the one I want. OK. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Hopefully this is going to be a good size. How are we doing on size? Julian, how are we doing on size?
We're doing great on size.
Size is good. Everybody, can everybody read this? Yes, I will slow down. You're right. I drank a little bit too much coffee today. Sorry about that. We'll slow down the speech, OK? Can everyone read that, please? No. Yes. All right. I'll make it one size bigger. How's that? Small. Everybody says small. All right. Yes. All right, guys. I think this is about the biggest I can make it. How is that? No. All right. The other thing I'll do, let me put a link in here. Please copy that. Now you guys can have access to that document. You can look at it. You can modify it. This is everything we're going to go through today. So go ahead, grab that. Can everyone copy that? Cool. All right. So hopefully this is OK. Copy it for yourself so you can follow along. Yes, thank you for the responses. You let me know everything's going well or not. All right, here we go. So give me some answers, what you guys think about these. So we're gonna finish these sentences. This is the grammar we're going to be looking at today. There's some new vocab in there, so if you have any questions about the vocab, some of it will be clear, some of it won't be clear, but ask questions. So what I want you to do is I want you to finish that sentence with your own idea and tell me why. Always explain why, OK? So here we go, starting with number 1. The family member who always looks after me is. So can you answer that question for me? So for example, is it your mother? Is it your father? Do they always take care of you? Do they help you out when you're having trouble? Do they give you advice? What are some answers that you might have for that? The family member who always looks after me is my mother, OK? And if you say my mother, great. Tell me why. So let's say my mother because da 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 da. So finish that da 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 da. Please don't write da 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 da, OK? Make a real answer. But do your best. Even if your English isn't good, don't worry. We're going to get you making your own sentences as well. OK, so file requires access. We're having a problem here. Mummy, thanks. What can we do with this? Julian, I'm having a little trouble with the access. They can't access the file. They need the permission. Give me a second, guys. Troubleshooting right now.
Guys, so the link that Kent sent you, if you go into the top left-hand corner, if you press File, Make a Copy, that copy of the document will go into your Google Drive, and you can edit it and do whatever you want with it.
Awesome. OK, you get that, guys? Up here, thank you, Julian. You saved it. Make a copy. When you go up here, make a copy, and then I think you should be able to open it up. Set the sharing file to link with anyone. Ooh, good. OK, let's see if I can do that. Share it with the same people. Is that going to work? Let's try that. There we go. OK, let's try this, guys. Yeah, I hear you. I'm coming. Let's try that. How does that work? We can't ever access to it. Hopefully you can today. Let's try that. Working? Nope. Mhm. Here it is, thanks. Not working. Some people say no. No.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, Julian. You gotta have
Okay.
to save my butt again.
No, it's not you. We haven't done this properly yet. So we're just gonna go.
Julian's gonna save us, guys.
Oops, actually.
Aha.
Let's just do this for now.
See if that works.
Alrighty. Let's see if that helps.
Okay, guys, let's try one more time. See if that works. If it doesn't, you might just have to follow along.
Yeah.
But hopefully that works, and you can have a copy of it. So, how's it working? Got it. Sweet.
go.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Success. Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to use some of your answers in this as well. So guys, please start typing. Tell me a few of your answers. The family member who looks after me. Looks after me, what does it mean? Takes care of me, right? Helps me out a lot. So what do you think, what is a good answer for that? Who helps you out and why? Always remember to answer why this person helps me out. Okay, so maybe I'll start first while I'm waiting for a few answers. So the family member who always looks after me is probably both of my parents. They always look out for me, try to give me some advice every now and then. They try to give me some advice. I never listen to it, but they do their best. They try to help me out. So what about you? Your mother. Good. Why your mother? She always gives me some advice when I'm in trouble. Good mom. You should keep that one. The politician who needs an account. Okay, we'll get to the politicians. Okay, everyone's excited. We all know the answer to that one. All right, why don't we move on to number 2 then? Okay, number 2. The politician who needs a kick in the butt is. There is a correct answer for this one, so please go ahead. Make sure you know the correct answer. Anyone go ahead. My mommy loving me more than anybody. That's good. That's a good mom. Okay, how about number 2, guys? The politician who needs a kick in the butt is. Thank you very much. You are the winner, Miguel. You win respect points for the rest of the hour, but you can't buy anything with your respect points. You just get respect. Good job, Miguel. Very nice. Donald Trump was the correct answer. Why does Donald Trump need a kick in the butt? Please explain to me why he needs a kick in the butt. But please keep it clean. This is an educational environment. No naughty words, okay? Why does Donald Trump need a kick in the butt? No, nobody yet. Too many reasons? Yes. Yeah, that might be a reason. I won't talk about that one, but yeah, that might be a reason. Because he is crazy, that's definitely a good reason. He is biased, that's definitely a good reason as well. Very nice, guys. I like these answers. Very good. Good words. Biased as well. Let's put a few of those up here, just so you can see. Because, so, is Donald Trump. Because he is biased. That's a good answer. Because he is insane. Yes, that's also a good answer. Very good answers today, guys. Because he is insane. Yes, I might agree with you. Okay, any more? Last one. We're going to keep it clean. Because he is a bully. No, that's a good answer too. Okay, so let me explain a few of these things before we go on. Nice vocab, guys. Very good. So first one, biased. Maybe this person has their own opinion, and they don't share all other people's opinions. Okay, so they have their own way, and they don't change their thinking. Number 2, insane. Insane means crazy. That's a good logical argument for Donald Trump. And because he is a bully, you didn't find my mistake. I forgot my article. You failed. It's because he is a bully. A bully is a person, of course, who pushes other people. They pick on other people. There's a new word for you as well. They tease people. They make fun of other people. So the older kid teasing the younger kid. Okay, so lots of reasons. Okay, let's move on. Number 3. We're moving on to number 3. The drinks which make me happy are. Now, personally, mine are coffee and beer. I think those are the only 2 drinks I need. Water is okay. I don't really touch that too much, but those are the 2 that I need. What are the drinks which make you happy? And you remember, you need 2 answers here because we're using are, so it's not is anymore. Cola and some interesting answers here. Okay, vodka, beer, great, all good answers. Water because it's really healthy. That's the best answer. Water because it's really healthy. And you're 90% water, so why not? Chilean wine and water, very specific. Love it. Okay. Orange juice and tea, awesome. Soft drinks because you can't stop kids. That's true. They are unstoppable. And okay, awesome. Tea and lemon juice, awesome. Okay, next one. Let's move on. And you'll notice here, I'm using a couple different things. If you see something black, there's probably a reason for it. I'm trying to put you on that idea there. So is or are. Sometimes I'm talking about one thing. Sometimes I'm talking about 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, so you can see number 4. Let's go on to this one. The problem, which is driving me crazy these days, is. So now I'm kind of changing the grammar, right? You can see before I was using the present simple, talking about things all the time. But now I've switched it up a bit, and now I'm using the problem, which is driving me crazy right now. Okay, so now you again finish that sentence, but also pay attention to the grammar and how it's changing. So tell me, is beetroot a problem? I'm not sure about that. But the problem which is driving me crazy is what? So please give me an answer. Listening to my girlfriend complain to me. Okay, gotcha. How to improve English? Yes, good one. Well, that's why you're here, right? So you're working on that problem. Good job. My network, my future husband. Yeah, that's going to happen. Okay, so get used to that. You can change that one to the present, actually. The problem which drives me crazy all the time is my future, is my husband. Having fake friends, coffee and juice. Yeah, I guess that could drive you crazy. Upcoming exams. Okay, tons of stuff here. Awesome. Did I not introduce myself? Oh, thank you. You know what, guys? This is the one thing I always forget to do. My name is Kent, and I'm writing it here. Always forget. I always jump in, and I forget to introduce myself. Here I am. I'm Kent. Nice to meet you. Okay, so let's move on. This is just a warm-up. This is just so you guys can, take a look at the grammar and see what kind of sentences you're going to be making in the next little while. Let's do the next one. How about number 5? Number 5, the subject which used to annoy me the most in high school. So you can see I've kind of changed the topic. Now we're talking about the past. So give me an answer for that. The subject which used to annoy me most in high school. And why did it annoy you? Was it, okay, biology or science? Okay, great, good answer. But tell me why. Literature, great. Why? Always answer why, okay? So why were those subjects annoying? Chemistry, yes, thank you. Teachers are not subjects, we're people. Okay, so it was the subject which annoyed me most was math because I sucked at it, and I probably still suck at it. So that's why I went into English teaching. It's a lot easier for me. Okay, French language because of its grammar rules. There we go. There's a real problem. Masculine and feminine, right? You got the boy which is a table and the girl which is a computer. It doesn't make sense, does it? Change that. Grammar mistakes. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so let's go on. We're going to do one more because I want to get to why we use these and how we use them. So the last one we're going to do, everyone please take a look at number 6. Number 6 is a good topic because you're here, you're learning English. So tell me, learning English is an activity which requires, so you can see I've changed the verb. I'm not using is, I'm not using are, I'm using was now. Okay, so give me a sentence. Finish that idea. Can't speak anymore. Learning English is an activity which requires what, because, why. Always answer why. Practice. Why practice? Learning English requires more actives. More activities. More practice, yes. A lot of time and efforts. Good. A-N-D. Dedication, communication, a strong focus. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Persistence. There we go. I love it. Persistence because every day we learn new things. Perfect answer. Good job. Sad. Hard work and memory, good. Attention and practice, patience, perseverance. I would like to put all of these in the chat. Unfortunately, there are just too many, but this is awesome. Keep coming with the answers, guys. Those are great. Okay, so let's go in. Now, here's where it's going to be your turn. So this is the grammar challenge here. I'll leave this up here, but I want you guys to do your best to try to answer these things. So today we're looking at this here. And there's 2 different names for it. So the warm-up, we were looking at a kind of grammar. The grammar is called defining relative clause. Okay, some people call it a defining adjective clause. The students who were lazy disappeared forever. Smiley face. A teacher wrote that. I don't know which teacher wrote that, but definitely that's got teacher written all over it. There are two types of defining relative clauses. Today we're going to look at subject defining relative clauses with who, which, and that. Okay, so I'm going to let you alone. I'm going to throw on some music for your listening pleasure. I want you guys to go through this grammar challenge. So I'll scroll down with you as we do it. There are some questions here, and I want you to take a couple minutes to try to answer those questions. Don't spend too much time on it. If you don't know the answer, skip it. Okay, go on to the next one, and we're going to do it together anyway. So don't cry. Don't switch to learning French because you can't do this. We're going to do it together after. Okay, so I'm going to disappear. Yoo-hoo, and you guys will go do this. Try to do this grammar challenge, and I will come back in a couple minutes, and we're going to talk about the answers. Okay. If everyone has the document, I'm hoping everyone has the document. I'll put it in here one more time. So here we go. That's the document. Hopefully you all have that. Here's some music, and I'll come talk to you in about 2 minutes or so. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody, we're back here. Boom, I'm back. All right, so here we go. We're going to go through a few of these answers. Why do we use them? So feel free, like I said, while we're doing this, send me some texts, send me some messages, and let's talk about the answers while we go through it. Okay? I need an answer right now. Yes, you'll get one. You'll get one. All right, here we go. So you look at the photograph, of course. Do you know any of these people's names? That's pretty obvious. Okay? So if you look at the photograph, you don't really know anybody who's there. Yes, exactly. What is the first reason that we use these defining relative clauses? And can somebody please give me an answer on that? Yes, I agree. Company, yeah. Okay, so look, if you look at the photo, you don't know their names. I don't know she's Sally. I don't know she's Christy or whatever. But we need to identify people. So that's the first reason that we're going to do it. So answer for this one, of course, is no. Do you know their names? You don't. Number 2, so what is the first reason we're going to do it? Yes, because we don't know the name of the subject or avoid repetitions. Very nice, Marina. You got it. Okay, so number 1, first reason, we're gonna do it because we don't know the names. Okay, so if I look at that girl, I say, oh, she's funny. You're like, who are you talking about? Okay, the girl with the hat, or sorry, that's another way to do it. The girl who is wearing a hat seems funny. Okay, so now I can explain to you which person I'm talking about. So usually we use this kind of grammar, these relative clauses, when you got like a lot of things. So you got like 5 people. Let's say you're looking at a window and you see 10 cars. How are you going to tell me which car you like? You could say, oh, the car is good. I say, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. The car with the blue stripes, or the car which has the blue stripes, or the person who has the hat looks cool. Okay, so now you can identify what's going on around you. Point out stuff. Yes, correct. Define a person. All right, next one. Let's move on. Look at these 2 sentences here. So we have the girl is a doctor. She has a hat. Fine. That's a good sentence. The grammar's fine. But we can make that sentence sound a little bit better, right? So the girl who has a hat is a doctor. Sounds better. And if you guys are doing IELTS or FCE or Cambridge or any tests like that, you're going to get grammar points from doing that, right? The thing that they always want you to show is advanced vocab. So what are you doing? You're just taking 2 sentences with the same subject, and you're combining them, you're putting them together, and now you have a new one. Sounds better, you get more grammar points, and this is the way native speakers speak. So you'll sound a lot more natural. And it's pretty easy to do, right? You just kind of put the info together. All right, number 2. So look at these 2 sentences again. What is the second reason we use subject defining relative clauses? The girl is a doctor. She has a hat. Okay, great. The girl who has a hat is a doctor. Why do we do that? What's the other thing? I know people said it already, so let's just write down the answer. What's the second reason? Avoiding repetition. Okay, we don't want to repeat she, the girl, the girl, the girl. It's kind of boring. In English, we don't do that, okay? I know some languages you do that, and you'll say it again. You'll say the name of the person again, or you'll say the girl again, but in English, we don't do that. It kind of makes you sound like a robot. You don't want to sound like a robot. Okay, so don't do that. Avoid repeating if possible. That's why we change the girl changes to she. And if we have the girl and she, it's the same. Why don't we just combine them and make a relative clause, and then it sounds better. Next. Question, next one. How many main verbs do we have in clauses? Pretty obvious, I think. 2. Okay, so you've got, for example, if you look at that sentence, we have is and we have has. So you've got 2 verbs. Straightforward. All right, next one. Okay, this is just to show you a few different ways. So yeah, you're changing the sentence. You got 2 sentences, same subject, boom, put them together. The girl who is a student has a hat. The girl who has a hat is a student. So you can change. Sometimes you can change those things depending on what you want to emphasize. Do you want to emphasize the girl who is a student, or do you want to emphasize the girl who has a hat? So in some situations, it's clear. In some situations, you can kind of switch, and they both work. Should we put a comma? The girl who has a hat is a doctor. Not in this sentence. That's a good question. Should probably put up an example of that. So the other thing, the other kind of defining relative clauses, sorry, not defining relative, the other kind of clause you're going to run into is this. So let me put an example. Good question. All right, so what you'll do is I want you to compare these 2 sentences together. So defining, so if you say defining relative clause, so defining means it's important, okay? So the hat, so let's look at that previous sentence. Let's look at this one right here. The girl who has a hat. Now the hat is important information, right? Because I need to identify which girl. Oh, the girl who has the hat. So we need the hat. So if we need the hat, and that's important information, there's no commas, just one sentence. The next sentence, this one here, the hat is not important information. It's just extra information. So I can understand that sentence. I don't need the hat information to understand it. So in this situation, we call that sentence, we call this one a non-defining relative clause, because it's not important information. Okay? We're not going to look at that today. We're really going to focus just on the defining, but that's the reason. So, and one other question for you guys. The other question is, the girl who has the hat. If I look at this sentence here, how many girls are we talking about? One or many? The girl who has a hat. Because remember, I'm using this to identify, like, who's there, who's there. Okay, so the girl who has a hat, maybe there are 5 girls in this picture, and I say the girl who has a hat looks cool. But if you look at this sentence here, the girl who has the hat is a student. Maybe in this sentence there's only one girl, okay? And the only thing I'm saying is the girl has a hat, the girl is a student, and she has a hat. It's just kind of extra information. So you could say that. You could say the girl is a student and has a hat. The has a hat is just extra information. We don't need it to identify. It's just like, look, there's one girl, she has a hat. You know, great. But the other one, the girl who has a hat, I need that to say, oh, this girl, no, that girl, that girl. Okay, so we need it to identify. So that's a little difference between the non-defining and the defining. So far, so good? Cool. Nobody gave me a thumbs up, so I don't know. Next one. This one should be pretty straightforward. I think I already saw you guys do the answers to this. The company is old. It has many employees. So what should we do to combine those into a relative clause? Thank you very much, Johnny. The company that has many employees is old. Okay, and you can decide. You thumbs up, Mahedi. Yeah, yeah, right on. I like your style. Okay, so those ones you can kind of figure out. Oh, which information do I want to emphasize? All right. So far so good. Thumbs up. This is going to be a thing now. Okay, here we go. Next up, almost there. Look at one more subject defining relative clause. A smartphone is a device which causes people to crash into each other. I think that's the main purpose of it. What is one more reason that we use subject defining relative clauses? And the only thing I'll tell you, look at the A. I didn't use the this time. I said A. A smartphone is a device which causes people to crash into each other. Why did I use a and not the? Any ideas? No. Okay, no worries. Anyways, it's I'm using it to give a definition. Okay, so we also use defining relative clauses for definitions. General, yes, correct. So a computer is a device which, a smartphone is a device which, a student is a person who, okay? General sentence, yes. So I can use it to identify, and I can also use it to identify in a more general way, right? Because it's not specific. You got it, Rami. Okay? Last but not least, we're almost there. Look at these sentences. Can I change? So for example, if I say, the guy who has the mustache is sexy, because mustaches, of course, are sexy. Can I say the guy that has the mustache is sexy? Is that okay as well? Is that a good sentence? I don't know what you think about mustaches. You can think whatever you want about mustaches, but what about that sentence? Can we change who with that? An English teacher is a person who teaches us English rules. You are correct, Rosa. Killing it as usual. Okay, but yes, you can. Yes, thank you. All right, thanks, guys. Perfect. Yeah, we can use it because in English, when we want to speak, we often use that. So you can say the guy, especially when you're speaking, right? When you're writing, follow the rules. I would try to say who or which, especially if you're writing academically. But if you're speaking, most people have no problem. You can use who, you can use that, you can use which, you can use that, and those are all good. Okay, cool. Let's go on. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick review. We're going to go to this page here. And I cannot share this page with you, so we're just going to skim through it. We're going to go over the rules one more time. I'm going to just pick and choose because I'm not doing all of this today. We're just doing a few pieces, and then we're going to do some exercises after that. Is it good for writing? Relative clauses? Yes, relative clauses are definitely good for writing. Like I said, imagine you're doing a test. You have to demonstrate some high-level grammar, and relative clauses are a form of high-level grammar. Okay? Depend on the person who has a mustache. You're right. Depends on the person as well. But all mustaches are sexy. I have to agree with that. Okay, so adjective clauses, like I said, also called defining relative clauses. Let's look at a little bit of this. And we're going to run through this quickly because we've already done it, right? So an adjective clause is a part of a sentence which gives more information and important information about a noun or a pronoun. I love the shoes that you're wearing, okay, or the computer which I bought. This is a little different style than the ones we did today, but that's okay. That's another topic for another day, right? The ones we're going to look at are the ones like this because we use the verb. We use the verb after it, right? So a defining adjective clause tells us exactly which person or thing we are talking about. It defines or identifies the noun or pronoun. We don't use commas with this kind of adjective clause or defining whatever you want to call it. Okay, I love people who like to have a good time. Amen. I will eat anything that contains cheese. Amen. Also add bacon to that. Okay, so that's, you know the rules. We've kind of gone through it. And the other things you can use with this, again, maybe not for today, because I really just want to make sure that you guys are good at one thing, and then the next day we'll do the other one. You'll be awesome at that. Which, when, where, who, whom, who's, that. You can also use a lot of, but today we're just going to focus on which and who and that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go on. We're going to do a little bit of an example, and I'm going to get you guys to write some sentences, do them for me. So let's go here, and let's go to these exercises. So I'm going to choose the ones that go with what we're doing today. So here's the first one we're going to do. And I'll throw this in the chat for you guys so you can do that as well. Please take that sentence, and I want you to turn it into a relative clause, okay? A defining relative clause. And let me give you another one. Here's another one you can do. And one more. All right, so whoever gets this done fast gets 100 respect points, and that lasts until the end of the class. Okay, so go ahead, guys. Take those few sentences. I'll give you, I don't know, a couple minutes. Are there any more? She painted a picture. Yeah, okay, I'll give you one more. I'll give you 4, just because we want to get some good practice out of this as well. Boom. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to throw on some music, give you a couple minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes to get through. Take those, combine them, okay? Go ahead.
Running out of time. I really thought you were on my side, but now there's nobody by my side. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling, I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. Don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, don't let me down, down, down. Don't let
Boom, back. Okay, so you guys are pretty good at that. So I think we're going to move on to the next activity pretty fast. Let me just throw up a few of those answers. You guys already did them. Apparently somebody's neighbor barks a lot. That's a problem. Let's see here. What were some of the answers you got? So, boop, 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 boop. Let's go back here. All right, so a few of the answers you had. I met a woman. Who? Let's throw that. So here's one of the answers we had. I met a woman whom was abducted by aliens. That whom is pretty formal. I personally wouldn't use that. It sounds really formal, so I might just, boom, delete that. And then it sounds a little more casual. The other one was, my neighbor barks a lot. No, not that one. My neighbor has a dog that barks a lot. Also a good one as well. Okay, good. Good. That one was good as well. And what was the other one we did? She painted a picture which depicted. Did anyone have that? Yes, thank you so much. Perfect sod. And last one. No, not that one. This one. Okay. Whoops. What's going on there? Why we got pictures coming in? All right. And last one was this one here. Okay, so she painted a picture that depicted a beast. Awesome. All of those work. Amazing job. You guys all get 100 respect points each, especially the guy who had the neighbor who barks. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go on to this one here. Let's do this one for some fun. They got some photos here. And I want you guys, so now it's your turn, especially you guys who had the correct answer. Show me something else. Show me something, some complicated grammar. Show me some past perfect simple, past continuous. So really dig in and show me some of that stuff that you can do to describe these photos. Okay, so I threw up an example here. That versus which for non-human. Well, I'm not sure what that question is. That versus which for non-human. Yeah, correct. Oh, it's a rule. Yeah, that versus which for non-human, for sure. So here you go. You got some photos. You got some wonderful photos from looks like Halloween, looks like the India Color Festival, Japan, of course, friendly dog, Easter funny stuff. So go ahead. You can choose any of these photos that you want. And remember, of course, you don't know the names of any of these things unless maybe you're living in Vancouver. You might know this one here. But what I'd like you guys to do, I'm going to give you the same thing, a couple minutes. Try to make 2-3 sentences using subject-defining relative clauses to describe what's happening in this picture. So for example, I did the first one, gave you an example. The girl is dressed like a wolf. She seems to be having fun. Yeah, okay, this sentence is all right, but it's a little bit too simple. How about number 2? The girl who is dressed like a wolf seems to be having fun. More awesome. Okay, so we want to be more awesome. So I'll give you a couple minutes. Try to come up with a few sentences. Choose any of those ones that you want. Identify. So choose someone from the photo or something from the photo. It doesn't have to be people. It can be things as well. And make a relative clause about it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to let you alone for, again, maybe about 2-3 minutes, pretty short. Go ahead and try to make a few sentences. Okay, here we go. Oh, bye-bye. Coming back. Boom. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna skip through this. I was kind of chatting with you guys in the chat. So everything looks good. I made a few corrections. Be careful with the. If we use the, it's like the specific thing, right? Not a general thing. But I'm gonna show you one more thing before we're done. I wanna show you guys a video. It's the same thing. It's a writing activity. I want you guys to submit some sentences to me while you're doing the activity. But most of it looks pretty good. And just remember, you are using this to identify. So again, I see someone said a man who has jumped into the picture. That's decent. That's pretty good. You can say a man saw it. You can also say the man, because I'm looking at that photo. So I'm going to say the man, specific man, or the men, or the dog, or whatever. So again, if you're looking at something and it's clear, try to use the instead of a. It might just be a little bit more specific. The two men who are battling with colored powder are probably in India. You're probably right. I'm sure that's where it's from. OK, so everything looks good. So here's what we're going to do. Same thing. This time, I'm going to show you. That's a great photo. I don't know if you guys saw that one. But the camel selfie, that's my personal favorite. I wish somebody would have wrote something about that. But oh well, disappointment. But here we go. What we're going to do, we're going to watch a video. We're going to watch a video about people doing awesome stuff. Same thing. I want you guys to make some sentences about what's happening. And you got some options here. You can say, the guy who jumps into the water on his bike must be crazy. You can say the guy who is jumping, because you're watching it at this moment. So you can use that grammar as well. The guy who is jumping into the water on his bike must be crazy. The guy who jumped. You can also use past. Okay, so feel free to kind of play around with the grammar, because you are watching the video now. And yes, the video did happen in the past. You can use basically whatever you want. So here we go. We're going to watch a video, and I want you guys to watch and write something while you're watching. The video is a few minutes, so submit while you're watching. Okay, so here we go. We're going to check it out. I'm going to disappear here for a bit and enjoy the video and send a few sentences that we can talk about. Here we go.
If there are boundaries I'm so captured, got me wrapped up in your touch. Feel so enamored, hold me tight within your clutch. How do you do it? You got me losing every breath. What did you give me to make my heart beat out my chest? Now I've got you in my space. I won't let go of you. Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching onto you. I feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? I feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? Now I've got you in my space. I won't let go of you. Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching onto you.
So you guys had a chance to watch some of those videos. Saw a few sentences come in. So again, go back, practice using those. It's pretty easy, right? You're just identifying somebody in the video and you're putting some information. The guy who flipped was crazy. The guy who was, the girl who was doing the backflips on the football was a champion. Whatever you want to say. The men are being crazy when they're spending their free time under the scorching. Yes, I agree. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, that was kind of the lesson for today, guys. A little bit, really, just one little point about relative clauses. Nothing too big, but you guys did pretty good on it. Just watch out for those little mistakes. I saw some the or a or to or whatever, but everything else looked pretty awesome. So keep it up. 2 thumbs up for that. This was quite a bit of fun. If you guys have any ideas, anything you want to know about, so do you need a little work in grammar? Do you need a little work on vocab? Do you want to learn how to sound natural? Shoot me a few ideas, okay? And I can start working on a little bit of that. But I think just for today, that was a little introduction to relative clauses. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so have an awesome day. What can I say? See you next time. Peace. And I'm out. Bye-bye.